Welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and this is Maria. I'm the musician.
So you keep saying that. I've yet to hear you hit a high note, and I won't say how I want to say it, just because we have the younger versions of people here, and I wanted to get to know me before I get anything really crazy. All right. So my name is Kevon Tyree, and this is our second segment of the show, and our segment is about parents who are dealing with the empty nest syndrome, and because the lady, of course, is in charge and felt like she had nothing better to do, she wanted to bring her lovely daughter on the show. Please say your name.
My name is Trish.
Trish. All right, and this is her friend. Please say your name.
Kimberly.
Trish and Kimberly, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is the situation, all right? We are talking about how parents deal with empty nest syndrome. And for those who don't know what that is, when your child gets to a certain age, 16, 17, 18 and up, they prepare for high school, to graduate, they prepare for college, they prepare for work, they may go out of the country, they may move out. And parents go, what the hell am I going to do with my life now? Because it's been surrounded around these damn kids. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about the opposite side of that.
Yes, the other perspective.
Right. So, why don't we start with the person who has the biggest hot seat here besides the host herself, because you're not off the hook. You are not off the hook. She always tries to. So we're going to start with my co-host, lovely daughter, Trish. Right? She has, my daughter
So are you
has
gonna
a smile.
hold on? Are you gonna ask? Let me ask a question.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna ask you because I already know the answer.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think I know.
All right,
Let
let's hear it.
me ask you this. Let me ask this to you, young ladies. I know that you guys are on your way out to your parents' house, right? And as a parent myself, you're my daughter. You know how I feel. We talk about this since you're 14, I guess. And for me, especially Filipinos, they love, the bondness with their kids are more. They don't even how old their kids are, as long as they're still single, and a lot of Filipino families out there, even though their kids are married, they still want to keep them both and the grandkids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me is I love to see my kids actually staying in the house forever with me. That's how I felt.
Right.
But in my case, my son already is out the door, and my
Right.
daughter is on her way out, and
Right.
I just couldn't let them go. What is you guys' perspective about a parent like me? Go start with Kim.
I feel like a lot of kids are so already prepared, to leave. Like they're like, oh, I got this going on, I got this
That's
going
what you
on.
think.
I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, and then they're like, their moms and their dads are like, wait, I miss you, I love you, let's go do this, stay here, spend time with me, And like, they just blow them off, like, no, I got this, I got that, But I feel like when you actually leave, then it's like, oh man, mom, dad, like, I miss you,
Right.
But in the moment, I feel like a lot of young people are like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, because like there's so much, not necessarily pressure, but pressure, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's like, I got college, I got this, I gotta, rent, I gotta blah, 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 and it's like, oh, but in the end, I feel like you really end up missing you guys.
All right. Well, all right. Let's ask this one here. Let's ask this one right here.
I already miss my mom, and I haven't even moved out yet.
You see,
I won!
such a wussy statement.
No,
Wussy
it's not.
statement.
No, I mean like
Wuss.
a year ago, I was thinking like, oh my god, like I want to move out. Like how she was saying, like we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. But then like after graduating and everything, and thinking about like all the expenses and all of this stuff, and how I don't really spend time with my mom in like my teen years because I was out with friends in high school and all of that. I was like, I want to stay here. I want to stay home. I want to be with my mom. I want to save up money so that I'm stable and I don't have to lean on her anymore. So
Smart kid.
yeah, like.
I get her logic. I'll think from my perspective when I was their age, I was prepared, but wasn't prepared. Right.
You're never ever prepared.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
not. I mean, just
Yeah.
because that's the kind of thing that only experience can teach you. But as far as mentally being prepared, and I left like 22. I was like in college still. I'm still kind of figuring things out. But it just got to the point that I needed to have my own space, because as you get older, that identity, it can sometimes complement how your parent lives, or sometimes it can be counterproductive, because how you want to do your own thing is it just rises up, and they have their own identity of how they do things, and that classism of I'm the parent, you're the child.
How old are you when you move out?
I was 22.
Are you a bad kid, good kid?
I was the oldest, which means it didn't matter if I was bad or good. I had a responsibility to deal with everyone else's stuff. All right, but
yeah, that answer, I know already the answer when you say
right.
It. Yeah, so I
so
figure
right,
it out.
but I would say, okay, well, let's flip this over. How about when you moved out? When you were moving out
You
as
know
a
what?
child?
My situation is totally complicated. It's because I have my son in early age.
Well, I had the same thing my mother had me when she was a young age. So why don't you expound on
Yeah,
that?
so
How
how
did
did
that
you
make it
move out?
interesting?
No, I didn't really move out. I went and get a job and have to stay on the job because you have to stay on the job. You don't go home.
Well,
So
how
that's
did
the-
but the thing is, how did your mom feel about that, and how was the dynamic between the two of you in that situation?
Well, we are 6 kids.
Right.
So technically, me moving out or staying in is my mom's doesn't care. No, well, she cares, but probably she's like, okay, I have to take care of the other kids.
Her least concern.
Yes, it's the least concern for her. And living in the Philippines is totally different from in living here in the U.S.
In what way?
Yeah, living in the Philippines is than living here in the U.S. is totally different scenario. We are in the Philippines.
I understand that. So, I mean, in what way was it different for you in that situation versus for, let's say, for them here in America?
Well, in the Philippines, it's you live in one household no matter what.
Right.
Like what I was telling earlier about Filipinos, they live with their kids. Here in the U.S., is cost of living are way higher. In the Philippines, you can go on your garden and just eat the crops out of your garden.
Right.
You don't need extra money as long as you have crops. See, here in the U.S. you cannot do that. You need to go work. And if it's if you are in the U.S. and it's less cost to stay alone by yourself, it's way better than that. You have to go. Everybody has to go work to find a job. In the Philippines, you can actually stand on your on your butt all day long, all year long without getting a job. So we don't. I work when I'm 14, but it's not like work to make a living. It's like work to kind of like do something.
I have to ask you though, because even though that's interesting, you're not answering the question. I had to call you up. I got to. I'm sorry. So you're not answering the question. So I have you.
I'm not off the hook?
No, I'm not. No, you're not off the hook. So how was the dynamic? Was it between you and your mother when you were their age? As far as you moving on with your life and taking that next step forward.
You know what, my dad is okay. We have two parents, right? My mom is more of focusing on the other kids, like who is actually less concerned, right? I'm less concerned, or my brother is less concerned than me. My mom actually focused on something that is more important at that point. However, my dad used to follow me wherever I go. I remember on my junior senior prom.
Okay.
I was junior, and then my dad was on the gate of the school waiting for me. I didn't even stay on the dance. I never danced because my dad is just right there.
And how did that situation make you feel?
Oh, it was really bad. I was crying.
Right.
I was like, it's my junior, senior prom.
Right. Now, all right. Now, for me, my daughter is 17.
Oh,
Right.
congratulations.
Oh, well, I needed that 17 years
Condolence.
ago. Right.
Which one
17
do you
years
want?
ago. What?
Which one do you want? Condolence or congratulations?
I think it's both, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's both. So, and she lives in Reno, and she goes to beauty school, and she sings like me and all that stuff. But for me, it's a little
We'll
different.
get her in here too.
Well, my daughter's a shy lady, so we'll see about that. But mine was different because she moved when she was 12 from me.
Well, she went to her mother.
Well, yeah, she went to her other relatives out of town, out of country, well, out of state, I should say. And so for me, I had to deal with it early, of her letting her go. You know what I mean? Even though I wasn't prepared for that situation. You know, none of us on my side of the family were. We were very distraught. But it's a little complicated for me now, emotionally, because she's been living on her own for a while now. She knows what she wants. She's going after it. Obviously, I'm happy for her and I'm proud of her and I love her very much.
Good job.
It's still very
And she just graduated, right?
Yeah, she graduated high school. I was there at her graduation in Kansas, which was amazing. She sang at the church.
And you're graduating soon too.
And she already did.
Oh, congratulations! Yay!
Right.
And then my daughter, actually, I'm so proud to actually announce.
See, my daughter makes the same grin. She just makes the back child like this. Yeah.
She was in junior last year,
Mm-hmm.
and she finished her senior high school when she was on junior high.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So that means you're taking college classes now?
Yes, I am.
All right. And what is your major?
Business.
Business, like your mother. Very cool. All right. Now, I want to talk about one thing about this because I know that she will avoid it. She touched on it briefly, and that is your older brother, her son. Right. Now, my thing is because I know he has a child of his own now, and he's right. But when he first, no. All I want to know, and I'll let you off the hook after this. When he moved out, how did that make you feel? Because we are talking about empty.
I followed him.
You followed him?
Yes,
We actually did.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We followed him. I mean, like, he lived with my aunt, and we
Mhm.
just kind of let him there. And then we realized he was moving to Oahu, so then we moved to Oahu. Then he said he was moving to Vegas, and we moved to Vegas.
That sounds scary.
But now,
he needs us. That's
now
the
I'm
thing.
ready.
Listen, I get it.
No, I'm
however,
ready now. I'm ready now.
But that's very interesting. Only because, like, my youngest sister actually,
Mhm.
she moved to Chicago for 3 years. Now, granted, it's a little different because she was older, you know, and all that stuff. And I know our country is different in certain regards.
Mm-hmm.
But when she said she wanted to move to Chicago, my point of view was, as an adult, you have to branch out and do your own thing and live your own life. Obviously, if she needs us, we're here. But go ahead and branch out and do that, and don't be afraid to branch out and live the life you have. Where you conversely was, branch out, but I'm gonna hook you and follow you where you're going.
Not really.
Just skiing along, right?
No, really, because I feel like when you, the whole difference between Philippines and the U.S., like, Filipino people love to, like, we love family. We stay together. Like, my grandma and her sister is in Hawaii. They're together. It doesn't really matter. Even my cousin, she's like, what, 23 almost this year? She's still living with her mom. Yeah. And then, we're not really, like, we're not doing that. We're not putting a hook on him, you know. He still lives his own life. He does whatever he wants.
I understand that. However, when you say he moved here, so you guys made it the point to we're moving there too. Now this is what I'm saying. I'm kind of going in where you didn't say. When he decided to move, there was not the conversation, unless you tell me otherwise, that he's moving and you decided you're moving in tandem with him. It was, I'm moving, so you guys decided on your own, we're going where he's going.
Not really, because it's not like as soon as he moved, we followed him right afterwards. It was more
I think
of
you
like,
have to have your own dog show.
it was more of like he moved to Oahu because he wanted to go to college there.
And
we
that
were
makes
like,
sense.
oh, okay, cool, you know, but then, you know, living sometimes, you know, it gets complicated. We have money problems and all of that. So we have to follow where we go. Like, Oahu was a lot cheaper than Kauai, so that was okay. And then he moved to Nevada to get a better college, like, you know, whatever. And we didn't move to Vegas right afterwards. We actually went to Minnesota, lived there for a little bit.
Right,
And then
she
we
talked about that.
yeah, and then her and her boyfriend had problems, like I said. And we moved here to Vegas because we realized it was a lot cheaper. Like, we're not just following him. He was moving back to Hawaii, but we're not gonna move back to Hawaii.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put my watch on that just to see what happens. Since you guys already were just like, oh, how long has it been? 6-9 months. Pack the truck. It's time to go. Pack the truck. You know, so you never know.
Well, the main thing is our topic is about parenting, how to let go of your kids, and we have the perspective of these two beautiful kids right here, and they are both my daughters. This is my adopted daughter, and this is my biological daughter.
Oh God, here we go. Here we
She's
go.
not wrong.
My thing is just she just likes to put other people there that way she doesn't have to try to talk about herself because she's just like, oh, what do you want to know about me? Nothing, and run. Right?
But anyways, yes, we are dealing with a lot of parents actually deal with the thing is they deal with emptiness when the kids leaves, and I remember few years ago, I was like just thinking about it. It's just like what I'm gonna do now, like what I should do. So I'm gonna be by myself. I'm gonna be lonely. Oh no, that's why I started social media shows.
Because you needed something to fill the time, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So it works. And you know what? Having two beautiful kids and very smart kids, I am so proud. Whatever path they're taking, I will, as long as they're happy, I will be happy for them.
That's right. As long as they're happy and it doesn't include legal fees, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all it is. All right. Now, I mean, I get that because, like, for my daughter, she does her own thing. I'm very proud of her. Obviously, I worry about her a lot, but you know, that's what parents do. But I'm very happy for her, and it's just very emotionally confusing. I want to say it the proper way. It's emotionally confusing because you want them to live their lives, but at the same time, emotionally, it's hard to release that to know that they can make their own decisions, and because they're at the age to do that.
Yep.
But you still feel like you want to save them or you want to protect them.
Yes,
Right. And I get that because I know what my mother. She was very protective. She was hard on us, but she was very protective of all of us. And to this day, you know, I'm 43 years old. I'm an old man. To them, I'm old as dirt.
I see that video when she's like crying when seeing you.
Yeah, because it was the first time because none of us have been there together in Arizona. So we've never been there since she moved there like a couple of years ago. So it was the first time we all did that together as siblings.
Wow.
So that was my mother's 60th birthday.
You know, that is priceless. When I see that video, it's just like, Mom, we need you to be on our show too.
Oh God, well, I'm sure she'll love that because you know she's like her son.
I know you
media lover. Media lover, right?
Well,
you know.
Well, viewers, this is our input. We're gonna come back again for another. We're gonna continue this topic with only us.
Okay.
And we would like to know.
You've used the kids enough, I think, right now at this juncture. All right. And besides, even though and please keep in mind all the people out there in the internet. Yes, they're adorable, but they're still underage. Keep your thoughts to yourselves.
Yes.
Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Don't be fooled up by the tattoos.
All right. So at least wait till they're 18, and then after that, if you're gonna have the thoughts, still keep it PG-13.
Yes, and also, what do you think about our topic, parenting? How to let go of your kids? Please, we want to learn what you think because this topic will be continued in the following weeks.
Yes. So anyone who has an input and want to give your opinion on that, we will have that in our private chat. So go ahead and say what you feel on the comments. Go ahead and speak your mind. Be interesting. If it's interesting something about them being cute, I understand that, but keep it PG because they are underage.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Just put that out there because guys are interesting. I understand nature, but let's use our brains about it, guys. I don't want the feds coming to your door. All right. All right.
Musician Loves Honey. We'll be right back.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
Follow me now.